Stitchers.
Hi, Keisha.
I'm Laura, and welcome to the Pattern Queens, episode 63. Today is Sunday, April 18th, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship, and rambles, and lots of shenanigans, and sometimes surprise visitors in the morning.
And look, I even remembered to say all the things in the right order at the right time before I went off on a tangent.
It's perfect. We did it.
And I don't know if you heard Katie, but when you said surprise visitors, she said, who bring coffee.
Yes, that's true. So let me tell you about my morning. Of course, you already know. So whenever we always film in the same hour block, because I have to wait for my husband to get home from work so that he can watch James so that I can come in here. So I always text Laura. I'm like, oh, in about 15 minutes, I'll be ready. And so I sent a message that was like, I'm ready when you are. And I get a message back that says, I'm ready for you to come outside for a surprise. I'm like, okay. So I leave the office where I film and I go out into the living room where my husband is, and he looks at me and he's like, is everything okay? And I was like, I think so. I've been told to come outside for a surprise.
So we started with coffee to ease her into it.
Right. So I go out and there's coffee waiting for me, which is exciting. And then Laura gifted me her Strawberry Town from Kathy Barrick that she finished.
My very beat up chart.
That's okay. It's
I
well
love
loved.
that one.
I'm every time you worked on it, I got excited. So I'm really excited. It's just such happy colors.
Now I'm guessing you will probably do it like in DMCs.
Probably so. Probably so.
And I will be excited to see what colors you choose to put those together.
Right, because these are definitely, it's like fun pinks and blues and greens. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see what I pull for that. And then the gift part, which, it's for James, but it's for me.
And it's from Katie.
Katie stitched this beautiful sampler from Emma Congdon. I believe this is available on her Etsy.
Yes.
But look at this. And I'm not sure, I know it's an opalescent even weave, but I'm not sure what exactly the fabric is.
I don't think Katie knows exactly what it was. I think it came from her stash.
And Katie is not an even weave stitcher. So already pretty remarkable.
That means she really loves you.
Right. Look at this little cow.
I think all those little, look at the cat dancing.
Right. Look at little Humpty Dumpty up here.
Okay, and I love the ropes on the swing, how they made them curved. You get motion with it because she did that.
Right.
I think that's really interesting that, when designers do cool things like that are just little touches.
And Emma Congdon is like master of adding back stitching into things. So good. I love it so much. And it was framed at CC and Company, our LNS. So
sweet
good.
little yellow frame that goes with your color scheme.
It's just so happy. It's just such a happy piece. And I know there's a lot of glare if I hold it back here. I'll do it like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be one of those things that you're going to walk in and just smile because it's just happy.
Yes. So I'm very excited. I have a couple of framed pieces on James's walls that people have stitched for him. And so this will go up as well. So James has more cross stitch in his room than we have anywhere else in the house. Thanks to the lovely people who've stitched things for him.
Oh, I was so thrilled with your shower, with the response that you got from people. And that they just pulled things out and stitched for you and made such lovely things.
James has a lot of lovely things. So, and it's fun because you hope that your kids kind of pick up some of the hobbies and stuff that you like, and I'll let him play with the little floss away bags that I have. And Sometimes he'll try to grab the cross stitch, and I'm like, no, don't grab the cross stitch. But so hopefully being surrounded by cross stitch in his room will make him excited to try that in the future. But if he doesn't want to, that's okay.
Yeah. You'll have to have Katie remember to like sign the back for you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she should write a little note on there for James.
Because those are the things that, like, when people have given me gifts, then I go back and I'm like, oh, I just wish I would have known, because I don't always remember. You will remember everything. I am not good at remembering everything. And yeah, there are things that I'm like, oh, I should have written this down. I should have something. So
right. But anyway, that was my excitement this morning.
So we have started filming about an hour later than we normally would.
Right.
Which might benefit us today because it was pretty gray and gloomy an hour ago. Like Keisha had to get in the car and sit with us because it was raining.
Yes. And I didn't bring James out because it was raining. But also during that visit, they got to learn a little secret about me, in that, as you can see, perfectly normal t-shirt, ready to film, I am wearing Toy Story pajama pants. You didn't have to know that, and I told Laura that I didn't have to tell you that, but that I probably would.
It's a cozy Sunday.
A cozy Sunday. So most of the time, well, I guess I'm wearing like sweatpants or something. I just happen to be wearing very obviously pajama pants this morning.
Well, and it's chillier with the rain, and so you want to be cozy, comfy.
So anyway, that's what I'm wearing today if you wanted the Keisha fashion report.
And with that, welcome to our video.
Hello. We did talk about some cross stitch.
Yes, we did. So if you're a first-time viewer, hang in there. We really do show cross stitch. Because we did say it was about silliness and rambles and friendship and all the things.
You never know what you're going to get over here. There will be some cross stitch peppered in.
Yes. And all of you who are returning to our channel, thank you so much for coming back. We hope that you're enjoying what you see and that you enjoy the craziness with this. So
you probably expected the Keisha fashion report, really.
And I told Keisha, but I'll tell you guys. So after we filmed the Stitch with Us last Sunday, I got the video mostly edited, but Katie and I needed to leave immediately and go run errands. And so I stopped in the middle, and then I just missed it the rest of the week. I've been playing catch up on other things. And Keisha and I have been madly model stitching. So every spare second was that. And I kept thinking, oh, I should have spent another 10 minutes and gotten the video up. Every day I would think, oh, I should have taken 10 minutes. So anyway, Katie, then I couldn't find my book with all my instructions in it. So on Friday, Katie took pity on me and got it ready to go. And I thought she uploaded it to YouTube. So yesterday I'm looking, I'm like, where is our video? How come nobody has commented on our video? It wasn't there. So I said, Katie, I can't find the video. And she's like, I didn't upload it, Mom. Oh, okay. So I sat down, and when we had run errands a bunch yesterday, we sat down to do the Stitch with Us for the Black Needle last night. And for the first few minutes, I was quickly getting our video uploaded so that it would be there. And then I didn't even tell Keisha that the video was up.
Well, and so I'm not logged into the YouTube channel that you guys are watching right now. I'm just, and like if I ever comment on your post, it's from my, personal thing where I haven't uploaded any videos by myself. And so I'm like, well, maybe I just lost it in the notifications. It's okay. Cause I don't usually watch our videos back. I'll look at them for the comments and things, but I don't watch them. So I was like, oh, I probably just missed it. And then I saw the notification that it was up, and I was like, well, there it is. Better than last month when we didn't film any Stitch with Us.
Yes. So, and we had a fun time with the Stitch with Us. So
right. We always do.
other things, just like life update stuff. I took Friday off so that Jeff and I could go out to Powell Gardens, which was just beautiful. And we really enjoyed it. So tomorrow is our 35th wedding anniversary.
Wow, congratulations.
It's a big one. And we were talking about cozy things. What kind of cozy things do you have for us?
Oh, I was like,
He's just like, okay, I gotta catch up. Where is it?
access what you're talking about. So, as promised last time, I had a finish.
Woohoo!
So this is Cozy Feet from Mill Hill. It's in here. There's a lot of glare, but that's what it's supposed to look like. And I just want to show you before I show you the grand finale. So I started doing 25-ish stitches a day on this on January 19th. This is where it started. So that's January 19th.
You didn't even have the full toe in on the green socks, right?
Right. And here it is.
Wow.
So there were a few days where I did a little bit more than 25 stitches, but I mean, I'm really excited that I got this all done.
Yes. Okay. So the 25, have you been taking pictures of it regularly?
I was whenever I started, but then I kind of stopped doing it.
I wonder, so people have been talking about that it would be fun to take your 25/7 pieces and take pictures of it from every day and put it into a time-lapse video.
Yeah. See, I kind of started that, but I stopped on January 30th.
Oh, okay. So do that with the model, because I think that it would be fun to see our progression, especially since Keisha and I are both stitching frogwarts and we're doing it from opposite ends.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to see the progression of the two of them. That
So,
is gorgeous.
Thank you. There are a lot of beads in there.
Oh man.
So like all of this is beaded. There are some white beads in there. There are blue beads up here. There are some dark brown beads down here.
So it's so good.
A lot. Thank you. A lot of beads.
Which one is you and which one is Timothy? I think you're the green socks.
Yeah, I'm green socks. He'd be wearing these socks. And this is James's pretty cross stitch. So sometimes he'll reach for it and I'm like, please do not tear the perforated paper. I've been working on this for a long time. So I'll just take his hand and like let him kind of feel it, because he's all about textures right now and he gets the biggest smile. So this is his pretty cross stitch. But anyway, I finished that. And
that's awesome.
I'm not the only one who had a finish or several finishes.
Well, I have been working on pieces at school that are kind of close-ish to a finish, because I don't get very much time in them each day. But I decided that if I would take something closer to a finish, then at least I would be closing in on it. I really think that 25/7 has just inspired me, because I definitely can get 25 stitches a day. So I finished Spring Delivery by Brenda Gervais.
Fun.
You know how I love my bunnies.
Yes.
Okay. And here it is. Here, let me put the pattern behind it and it'll just give it a little. There we go.
Oh, very cute.
I think, well, no, I used Floss from Stash. So if I had what she called for, that's what I used. But otherwise, and it's pretty much rubbed off, so I can't show you this anymore. But I had used a grease pencil and just written next to them what I used, because I knew I could rub it off when I was done and I wouldn't have marked up my pattern. But finishing it once was not good enough for me. So that was finish number 7 for the year. One of the teachers that I work with, who I really adore, has said in the last couple of weeks, I really want a Miss Landis cross stitch piece. And she said, and I'm going to keep saying it, and hopefully one day she will just do one for me. Well, I had this one started to do for an exchange for our in-person retreat that didn't happen. And I thought, I'm just going to finish it. And I decided not to put the basket up there. So I just finished off the ears kind of naturally. And my plan is that I want to make this, I think, the bottom of a long, skinny pillow.
Oh, fun.
And, you know, I want to just test my hand at making a simple-ish pillow, you know, but I have a bunch of trims and things. Remember when Athena told us that Michael's has those bundles of trims?
I was with you whenever you went to get those bundles.
Yes. So I have a bunch of those, and I think I can find things in there to put some pretty thing on it. I have tons of Love You More fabrics that are the pieces that are left over after we make the sleeves. And I think that'll be good. So then I in no way thought I would do this. So that was number 8. But last night, I didn't get to stitch Friday night on my Friday night piece because I was stitching on the model. And I put in, you guys, 3,000 stitches this week on the model.
Wow.
Because I'm trying to catch Keisha, and she is way ahead of me. No, that's not why I'm doing it. I'm just, Katie would like to have it by the end of the month. So we are both just racing like mad to get the stitches in.
Right.
And we're trying to make the most of the time that we have when we have it. So I think I messaged Keisha one day and said, I put in like 990 some odd stitches on the model.
Right.
So yesterday, last night, the Black Needle had our monthly stitch with us, and we had such a nice group and so many people in and out. But Katie had said, oh, you can't really work on the model during that. So instead, I worked on Start Each Day from Emma Congdon.
Oh, that looks so good.
Thank you. And I finished, okay, I had the word start in, and I had put in the guidelines in between, but I finished up the entire rest of the top.
Wow.
So earlier in the day, we had gone to stitch with a friend, and I had put the sun, you know, the center part in, but the rest of it, yeah. I love this.
And that was your new year, new start, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome.
Keisha, I've talked about you multiple times this week and how you know my stash better than I do. So that came out of my Mother's Day gift from last year. Cross Stitch for the Soul, 20 designs from Emma Congdon. She is coming out with a new book here pretty quick. I think it's out in the UK, and we're on pre-order status in the US. So I'm hoping that Katie tries to win Mother's Day again, because I really would like book 2.
Right.
But this will be my next one.
Oh, that's so good.
Look at the snails.
I love that.
And we were kind of talking, and I said, you know, should I do that on a cream or should I do it on a color? Katie thinks if I can find a pale, pale pink, that could be pretty.
Yeah.
If not, maybe I'll find, like, I don't know, a pale blue or green. I'll play with the colors and see what will work. But I love these, and I have, you know, I have a whole book full, 20 designs worth.
Right.
So that's
good.
exciting.
Yes. So exciting.
So that kind of takes us up to stash. I want to show you this. I bought the 10-inch Morgan hoop. I'm showing you this from the back now. So I got the 10-inch Morgan hoop. Look at the size of this.
Yeah, that is pretty beefy.
I am not sure that I it's kind of a little big. It's thicker, I think. So I'm not sure that I'm gonna like stitching with it a lot. So it may have to make its way to Keisha's house. We'll see.
Ooh.
But anyway, it lets me have this entire area to stitch. So from that perspective, it's fabulous.
Yeah, the bigger hoops are nicer if you're working on a big project, so you don't have to move your hoop as often. But yeah, it is a little bit harder to hold on to. Like your hand gets tired a little bit sooner.
And that was the problem. I mean, that's the whole reason I'm stitching with a hoop.
Right.
So,
right.
I've kind of defeated my purpose there. And I have that, my Emma Congdon book, ironically enough, in a Marauders map bag. And it is from Garon Toten bags. So, oops, there we go. But yeah, I mean, who doesn't put Emma Congdon in a Marauders map bag?
It's a book. The Marauders map is talked about in a book. Perfect. Yeah. English.
I did want to say too that I know that there are people getting ready to think about doing the Frogwarts year 2 piece, and I wanted to show you, this is what color Katie has called for if you're doing them individually, and it is beautiful. It's from Seraphim Fabrics, and it is Harvest Blessings Subtle. And our shop down in Branson is working with Seraphim and keeping that in and filling orders. So if you've been kind of on the fence about it, that was probably the darker corner. That's the more reddish, darker corner. It also has spots that are more green, and I don't know if I can cover this up. I know this is terrible, you guys, but do you see the color in there? And even where I have it rolled, you can see the color variation in it. It is a beautiful fabric. So if you were trying to decide, it's a good choice for it. It's really pretty. It's nice to work with. It's a soft linen, and you can contact Cecilia's Samplers in Branson. You can email them, you can call them, and they are putting together full kits minus the pattern, but you can buy fabric and floss if you need it from them. And they are keeping a great list. They're keeping up with people, notifying them, hey, I have this much, I'm just waiting for this. And then they're even sending in a notice saying, hey, I have everything, your piece is going out. So you will have things in plenty of time. Seraphim, we talked with her ahead of time. Katie talked with her ahead of time, and she is doing a fabulous job getting this dyed. This is not even a fabric that she is stocking anymore. It was kind of a limited edition, but she brilliantly saves all of her recipes. Nice. And so pulled that out and is just dyeing it for us so that we can get it, we can get it out to everybody.
Right. And just another, if you're a person who is stitching the model, there are two floss keys, I guess. Laura's doing it in the overdyes, and I'm doing it in the DMC. And if you're a person who's like on the fence about it, because I know that all the overdyes, that's expensive. The DMCs are beautiful.
Yes, they are.
They look so good. They blend really well together. If I were stitching it myself, I would. There are maybe a couple of colors in there where I might get the overdyes because they're used more predominantly in the model than others. But I would be super happy just using the DMC. So
because there's a black that, well, no, there is no black in.
No, there's no 310 in it.
There's a white. And really, you were saying that you feel like when we started the first one that it wasn't B5200, and now it is, right?
Well, I think the actual pattern that was printed, it was B5200. I think the early versions that I had that I was
when we started
that it was a different color. It was more of a cream than a bright white. And so I'll show you the fabric that I'm using. It's a lighter color than
yours is from Fiber on a Whim.
And is it just parchment?
I think so. I think that's right.
So It's just a kind of a yellowy, almost with a little bit of a green tint to it, but not so much. Doesn't really show up super well on camera. But like I said, the DMC is really good on it. So if you're one of those people who's like, can I justify buying all of these? I would even say if you want to start it as soon as you get it, I understand. And so go ahead and buy it. But there are like a couple of colors where I'd be like, oh, maybe I'd get the overdies for that. But then the DMC is great. So
and you are also playing with the toiles in your version.
Yeah. So
you did some last year,
Yeah. In last year's, if you're familiar with last year's pattern, and I have it rolled up, but I don't want to accidentally show what's this year. I used the toiles on the snitch and on the mirror of Erised. So, and on the key, the winged key. There isn't that intensive backstitch this time, just so you know.
And other options for sparkles, if you go figure out where our friend Flissy Fish Cross Stitcher, who you need to, if you're looking her up, I think she'll still come up with that name for another week or two, but she and Chloe have combined channels, and they are now going to be, they're changing the channel name to Fortunate Flossies. And Flossies is a name for Australian girls. So
that's fun.
So it's a double meaning. That's cute, right? And they're filming some separate, some together. They liked our Stitch With Us model, so they did that. That's fun to watch. But Felicity had some leftover sparklies, and I cannot off the top of my head tell you exactly what. She had some leftover from when she did Elsa. And her mirror is like fully sparkled out. It is blinged to the hilt, and it is gorgeous. And I think she even gave some of that to Chloe, and Chloe used some of it too. But the white that she used in the mirror is like, it's just really pretty. So you should find them anyway, because they're so fun. But you should check out her model and her stitched piece, and listen to what she did for changes too, because people have so many great creative ideas.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there have been so many different additions and changes and stuff to the pattern. It's really cool to see.
Our friend Athena put James and Lily in the mirror last year, so that's what Harry would see.
Right.
So sweet.
So good.
Also, the fabric that you're using, I think, is lovely if you want it slightly darker. Fiber on a Whim came out with a coffee series this year.
Ooh,
and
nice.
So she has like milk and honey, which Katie says is lighter, but she has like affogato, and she says I'm picking all the lighter ones, but there's a whole range of them. And they would have just a touch more brown and might be a little more contrast with the whites. I don't know how much you need that, but
it still looks great on the
it does. It looks so good. But as you're looking for things, if you have a hard time finding things, play.
Stitch it on purple. Oh, Laura, stitch it on purple.
Well, you know what? Katie has already told me who she wants to use for fabric next year, if she can make it work. I'm really excited. I'm not going to say anything. And we'll see what colors she comes up with. I'll tell you when we get off, okay?
And I'll be stitching on the same piece because I'm putting all 7 years on the same piece.
Yes, it's going to look so good. Okay, so do you have other stash?
I don't have any other stash.
Okay, I'm going to show you my stash. I don't have a ton, but I just want to show you what I have here. So, I got to see what all's down in here. I decided that I wanted to get an Evertote. And I have not had one yet. And I looked, and Caroline had some that I liked. And I looked, and she had this bag that's the large maple leaf cross stitch tote set. And it came with some Leo and Roxy yarn. And she made a donation to the Native Women's Association of Canada for every set that was purchased. So I have a Canada bag set.
Oh, wow.
I love it. I mean, the colors are fabulous, but
Yeah.
I am a sucker for a donation, you know, and it's just a nice cream inside. So with the cute little notions bag.
Mhm.
And of course, the only thing I've been using this for is to hold other stuff, other stash, because of course you can't use your stash till you show it, right? I also got this bag with the little matching notions bag.
Oh, wow. That's so
Uh,
pretty.
and I think Caroline just most often uses white or cream inside, but
Mhm.
she always puts some sort of coordinating bottom on it. She has some bigger bags. Katie got a really cute one. Can you hand me yours? She says there's a little cat hair on it. I think this may be like more what she would call one of her knitting bags, but
Mhm.
look at this. And it made Katie and I think of Landline by Rainbow Rowell, which is just a fun book to read. And I mean, such a cute little one. And this one has a flat bottom, so it holds a little more. And obviously, Katie's got it holding more, but so cute. And with it, with one of the sets, I got some Leo and Roxy threads, which is something that Caroline is doing. And then I also bought a set for myself. So I think with the Canadian set, I got, I'm trying to look here. Yeah, this looks right. I got 2 skeins of wedding dress.
Ooh.
I got 2 skeins of 11 points, which was a Canadian reference. And then I got 1 skein of Delft.
Oh, that's really pretty.
It's really gorgeous, right? And you know, I love a good patriotic thing. So I will make good use of that.
Perfect.
But then what do you think I got?
Oh, purple, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. So I got a purple set, and I have a skein of iris, really nice soft
Matches
one.
your watch band.
Oh, it does. That's funny. So there's that one. And then I got My Funny Valentine. Look how pretty. I love all that.
Yes.
And Vampish,
Oh, I love that.
almost black, really, really dark purple. Morticia.
Oh, well, obviously.
Amethyst.
Nice.
Are you seeing the color well? I hope.
Mhm. Yeah.
And Wisteria.
Oh, very pretty.
I'm really excited to get to try these.
Yes.
Caroline also threw in Floral Sunshine, a free chart,
Fun.
really fun. And Katie and I were debating whether she threw in these to go on the bags and be bag pulls. We think so. So there are these really cute little tags. So there's the Canadian flag and a pair of scissors and a big sun, or no, a sunflower.
Nice. And you are all about the charms right now.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, that's really cute. So Caroline packages things up really nicely, and she takes an order and then makes the bag. She has a sample made so you can see it, but it did not take a long time. And she waits until she has a stack of orders ready to go, and then she sends them all out, and they all cross the border together if they're coming to the US, and then they get dropped into, I think UPS carries them across and drops them into the mail. I also joined Jody's Steel City Stitchers, Jody's Fabric of the Month Club.
Oh, yeah.
And I just said linen, anything 28 and up. up to 40. She sent me 28 count this month. She was like really excited. She said, oh, good, I can send you a huge variety of things. And then I'm like, yes. My pieces this month are both 28.
Oh,
Is that a Keisha fabric or
that
what?
is a Keisha fabric. So good.
It is so, so good.
Yes.
And my other one, look at this.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Is that cool?
Yes.
So I'm really happy.
Yeah.
These are just fun. She just calls it Fabric of the Month with Jody. And I believe it's all under the Steel City Stitcher name. You can find some of her fabrics at Fire Poppies. And
Okay.
I believe the Witchy Stitcher is carrying some in her shop as well.
Oh, nice.
So those two places I know of for sure. Then Katie just finished this. So she gave me hers and I'm going to get to work on that.
Fun.
So really cute. It's Liberty. I'll have to see if I have tea dyed linen. We'll see if that will work. And then while we were at our LNS, I saw Kathy has a new pattern and it's called Cherish Moments. And it says, stolen from my day, my time alone, my time to stitch, my quiet pleasure with life on hold. And the model was done up and it was gorgeous.
Yes.
So Kathy is Rosie and me,
Mm-hmm.
and our shop is CC and Company. So you can definitely call CC's and order it. And then she called for 37 count cloudburst linen from Legacy Linens. The funny thing is that Legacy Linen and I think Fiber on a Whim was the other one, both came out with cloudburst and they are almost the exact same color.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm excited to try a 37 count. That's not that much different, but I'm wondering, and I know I recently got a piece that's like a 38 count.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see if slightly smaller makes better coverage.
Yeah.
And then my one more piece of stash, you know, I do this with you guys. So I have opened the top and that's it. Didn't peek in, nothing. So here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I can feel that the bag is open, the opening's right here. So I'm going to pull out just the linen. We'll have no glare. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. See, that's why I do this for you guys.
That is for you.
Oh, wisteria. Wow. Oh my gosh. You're not getting it.
Perfect.
You're not getting the, oh, there, we're getting better. Oh, it is like really saturated and you're just not.
Colored Cotton's purples are great.
It's really more like what you can see in the shadow here. So it's not this washed out. It is like this. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is this just like a great big hug from her saying, I know you like purple.
Perfect for you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll stop. Yes. Okay, that's it for my stash. Oh, I lied. I got one more thing. I stuck it in a different place because I'm sorry to bend off camera here.
Oh, that's okay.
Because Keisha and I will be talking all about our mania goals.
Oh.
This is the reprint from Blackbird. So it has this sampler. It has, they're so great. They put color, yeah, I know, but they're bigger in here. They put color pictures in this one.
Nice.
Which some of my friends said, oh, we could do red, white, and blue for that. And I thought it would be, you know, you just need to choose your color well. Look at this fish.
Oh, I love that fish.
I thought it was a submarine at first. But I think That's the one that would tempt me to do it for Mania, because I'm like, that's so cute. And this is just a sweet little basket.
Yes.
There we go. And oh, of course, I love this summer song with the crow. Look at that wing.
Yes.
And then the one that really, this is why we bought the book. Do I have it all on it now?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't
pretty.
that fabulous?
Mm-hmm.
So that one is called Summer Jubilee. I'm really excited. I would love to stitch everything in here. I mean,
good. That's a good reason to buy a book.
Yeah, it's, you know, we were getting it. We didn't even know what else was in the book. We were getting it for that black sampler. I'm telling you, we were getting it just for that. And then we got it and opened it up and we're like, ah! And the funny thing is, we had one on order from Reflections in Omaha. And when we went into the shop yesterday here in town to CC and Company, there was one left. And I said, Katie, do you think maybe I should just have my own copy? So we now have 2 copies of it in the house because it was here when we got home in the mail. You know,
right.
Gotta go with it. Okay, let's talk whips.
All right.
We are both wimpy with our whips because we are model stitching fools.
Right. So you saw my main whip, and then you didn't see my other main whip. So I worked on Cozy Feet every day up till yesterday when I finished it. So that's my 25/7 piece. And I'll show you in plans what my next one is. I'm very excited about it. That I've been working on the Frogworts model, so not a whole lot to show there. We did do our Stitch With Us last Sunday, and I worked on this. It's R2D2 from Spot Colors.
First, I thought you were showing what you had stitched. It looked like you were picking up your stitch piece. I'm like, wow.
I don't remember you finishing it. So I'm not quite that far.
But you did make great progress.
Well, thank you. So here's what I did. Basically, all of the blue that's in there is what I stitched on our Stitch With Us. So quite a bit of progress on it. I'm excited. I'm hoping that I can finish up R2D2 on our next Stitch With Us. But we'll see.
It's really fun.
Thanks. Then I can work on little BB-8 and go back to working on the gray. So,
but you'll be so excited for that, right?
Right. But it's been really fun. And it's just everything that I've used as the kit, including the hoop there. So my husband is excited about it. He's a big Star Wars fan too, and so every time we work on it, I go out and I show him what the progress was. So.
See, sometimes when we shop for you, we think about Timothy and we do something we know that you would kind of like to do for him as well.
Yeah. Might as well do a cross stitch project that everybody likes.
There you go.
So anyway, those are all my whips this time.
Because you had a big finish. Yes. Okay, so during our Stitch With Us, I worked on this and I finished off like the last 2 letters, this, and I started on this thing. I know that I'm missing some stitches, like one right in the center, but I think I used that color again, and I just need to finish this up. And there's a little border, it's not this same border, but it's about that size and weight.
Okay.
And it has a stem and a flower pot, and then that band.
Nice.
So in the next couple Stitch With Us videos, we will we'll probably both be getting close.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've decided that we started Let Joy Be Unconfined by the Blue Flower, which was her freebie during COVID last year.
Yes.
We have both decided that we wanted to stitch. Keisha's brilliant and coordinated us and said we should work on it for Mother's Day again, because that's when we started it.
Yes.
And Mother's Day will be a Stitch With Us video, so we will stitch on it together.
Right. I was looking to see if I could find the cover picture of it real quick, but I can't find it very fast. So
I don't know. I think mine just shows the
the pattern. I found a cover page online, but it is way back in my photos because I take a lot of pictures of my kid. So
I can't
and he was
imagine
born out like
why.
that.
He's not just the cutest thing on the face of the planet or
He is.
anything, you know. We could probably.
Guys, he turned 9 months this past week on the 14th. Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing. Okay, here's where somebody finished it, and how cute is this? Let me get it in here. That's what it looks like.
It's so good.
Okay, you don't need my notifications. Isn't that cute though?
Mm-hmm.
I love that they just did a twisted cording finish on that.
Yeah, definitely.
And Keisha is using all of the called for colors,
Mm-hmm.
and they're dinky dyes. And I looked in my stash and I have a bunch of dinky dyes. And so I chose some that are close, except that instead of the blue, I used a purple because I didn't have anything close.
Right.
And any excuse to use purple.
Exactly.
Okay, so my whips. I just did Whip Go weekend last week, and I was supposed to work on my my whips for this month. So one of mine is I just spent an hour on each one because I wanted to participate, but I also needed to work on the Frogworks model.
Right.
So an hour on each. One of mine is the 2008 Mystery Bonus Sampler from Blackbird Designs. They included a chart on several different patterns through the year in 2008. This is the other one.
That's fun.
You might get this then. And I have been kind of stalled on this and so wanting to work on it. So I was really excited that I got to pull it out for the weekend. I'm just trying to move my floss out of the way. And this is what I have done so far.
Oh, wow.
So I have the first two, and I'm working on that third one. And I got quite a bit in with that house. And really just, I'm so excited to get back to it. I love working on this. It has all the blackbirds. I mean,
yes,
it just screams at me all the time. It's like, work on me. And I'm like, I can't.
I have too many other things.
But I'm really happy that that came out and got to see some light. So that was exciting. And then one of my other ones is Black Pearl by the Primitive Hair.
Yes.
I thought I was much further along than I am, but that was okay. You know, when I pulled it out, that's okay. I'm still working. She's still moving along. And I put in all of her skin in my 1 hour. So I was looking at it and I thought, I don't want to get in the middle of the hair or anything else because it would be difficult. But I got that in, and now, like she has arms holding on there.
Nice.
I never tell you guys my materials. I don't remember what the other one was. I think it was a piece of R&R fabric because my LNS was Old Mill Stitchery that carried a ton of R&R fabrics, and I was very spoiled. This is 28 count Cashel Tempest from Picture This Plus. It's a Colorscapes fabric. And the other half of this is what I'm stitching my tribal hippo on.
Yes.
So 2 water pieces are on this fabric. Kind of a fun one. And then my third one, because of course I have 2 Whip Go boards, I only had to stitch on 3 because the fourth one, oh, that was Katie, something fell. Sorry. You're okay. My fourth one was Baby It's Cold Outside. and I had already finished that. So the cool thing is that because I had already finished that, I got a bonus 5 points.
Nice.
So, but the other one I worked on, and again, so excited to get back to it, is where's the name? What is this one called? It's not on the front of the chart.
Oh no.
My Christmas list from Silver Creek Samplers. I mean, I should know that, but it would not come to my brain.
Right.
So there's that, and it's this. And of course, I am a bottom starter.
Mhm.
My goal for this is to finish 1 page. Technically, I'm probably done with that, but I just am trying to finish like 1 piece.
Mhm.
So there's what I have done.
Oh, so fun.
And I put in all of this yellow. I had this big star in, but I put
Mhm.
in all of the rest of that yellow in the hour.
Nice.
This in the middle is the little angel that's starting, and I need to put in a little more on her to have the page finished. This fabric is from one of my friends, Mariana, in Switzerland, and she cleared out a bunch of stuff that she thought she would never stitch on. She had gotten this from a Fabric of the Month club from Heavenly Creations. They're no longer dyeing fabrics. This is beautiful, like pinky purpley and that tan in there, the tan cream. Just a pretty combination. And I love it. Crazy enough with those reds and things. I love how it looks
Yeah.
for this, and it'll just be a fun one. So
Nice.
those were my 3 1-hour pieces. We know that I did a bunch on the model. I feel pretty good. I am just over 3,000 stitches, and you're at,
I am a little over 4,000.
you are amazing,
Oh, thank you.
Mom. I mean, just wow.
I have to stitch early in the morning and late at night, but sometimes I get to stitch.
I think you need to tell them what you did last night.
Oh, well, this is just me being weird. So, little boy, for whatever reason, just did not want to go to bed last night. And he James, I think he's getting his top teeth in, and we saw the pediatrician on Friday for his 9-month checkup, and everything's great. James is great. He's small, but he's mighty. But I think that's really been bothering him, and so he's just been a little bit extra fussy lately. So, like this past week, I haven't really gotten a whole lot of time to stitch. So he didn't go to bed until a little bit after 11. So I was like, he like would go to sleep, but then he'd wake himself up, and he does his very best to keep himself awake. So finally he's in bed, and I go and I sit in my stitchy spot. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn on a Flosstube video and I'm gonna stitch. It's gonna be great. I'll just stay up for a few hours. Fell asleep immediately. Don't even remember what video I started. And then I woke up and I'm still on the couch. James is still asleep. I'm like, okay. I'm just gonna turn on a TV show and I'm just gonna work for like an hour and a half. This is from like 3:30 to 5. And then like, okay, Keisha, you're ridiculous and you need to go lay down in bed and have a couple of hours before James wakes up. So I go, I lay down, and what do I hear on the baby monitor? A boy who's awake. So I went and I fed him a little bit and he went back to sleep. So I did get some sleep. Luckily, James just waking up like one time in the night is pretty luxurious as far as sleep goes. So I feel pretty well rested. All things
Good. Good.
But that was just, I was like, well, I'm awake and I'm just gonna steal this hour and a half to stitch.
You know, you probably turned on our friend Michelle because she has the most soothing, relaxing voice. And like, I really have to focus on her because she will just relax me and I will just get all content and comfortable. And it's not that what she's saying is not interesting. It's that she is comforting to me.
Oh, for sure. For sure. She has one of those voices.
Yes. And if she would read stories, yeah, those would be my bedtime stories. And yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, there's an idea for you. You need to read bedtime stories for me, okay?
Right.
As if she needs something else to have to do, right?
Right. Just a whole new YouTube channel that's Laura's bedtime stories. We watch Michelle pretty regularly, but, and I don't know that he watches our videos, but if he does, Carrot Coffee Stitcher, my son is your biggest fan. And I've almost commented that a few times on his videos, but and I've never spoken with him, but we watch, because his usually come up on Sundays after we're done filming. And so if James is kind of settled and I get, into the living room, we'll turn it on, and his videos are usually only like 20-25 minutes, and James just the entire time. And then he'll like look back at me and he'll just go, and then he'll look back at the TV.
Is it because Garrett asks questions and then waits for you to answer?
It might be.
I mean, he's so conversational in his videos.
Yeah. But James just loves him. Just loves him. Like, it's better than putting on like a cartoon. James is just focused for that entire time. It's the best. So he's a little Flosstube fanboy.
That's so fun. That's so fun. Okay, next whip that I have is Tearoom ABCs from Jeremiah Junction. This is my 25/7 that I am doing for my friend that I thought I was getting a Prairie Schooler alphabet, and I got this with all the back stitching glory. And I'm not taking this off the hoop because I'll show you. I've been really slow with this. I was slow with it while we were on our trip. I did get this whole center section finished on our trip. This week, I've been working on the J and the L, which is kind of appropriate since I'm going out to our anniversary.
Right.
So my husband is Jeff, for those of you who don't know, and of course that's me. But that's where I've gotten. On this one, I just need to finish back stitching the J and the heart. I'll probably do that today, and then that side will be done. And I'll do the 2 blocks over on the other side of it. And then once I get the bottom one done, I will officially be on the first page, the last page for me to finish.
Can I tell you something that's making me laugh?
What?
That there's a house on the L.
Oh yeah. I didn't even think about that, but is that hysterical? Well, and when I'm like, the L is all black and gray and the J is purple. Those are backwards.
But you love the J.
I do.
So of course he's purple.
Okay. I'll look at it that way. Jeff's favorite color is blue, so they would not. And these do go in a pattern, but I think, if you see the whole thing, I think it's really nice, and you don't necessarily notice, oh, they go in some color order, because I think they chose 5 color combinations. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5, 6 color combinations, so that they don't land like right on top of each other.
Right.
And there's some lovely traffic down my street.
It's okay. I have a crying baby.
But I'm getting close-ish, and I'm feeling like I'm gonna get there.
Yes.
Which is exciting.
So good.
Oh, so I was wondering about this. The Blackbird was not one of the weekend pieces that I needed to do. It just was one that I sat down and worked on when we got home, because I had taken it purposely on our trip because I really wanted to work on it. So this is the other one that I needed to stitch for this month. Flowers of Rosehall from Rosewoood Manor. I'm doing this one.
So pretty.
I have a 28 count Cashel from Silkweaver. It is a solo die. So it's not something that you can get. And it is going to come, I think, within like an inch or inch and a half of the border. But you guys, when you see this fabric, you will know why I was like, yeah, but
Right.
look at this fabric.
Oh, it's so good.
I mean,
So
it's all
good.
wrinkled. I know you can't see a whole lot. That's going to be the top of the sampler. And
Mhm.
this is where I stitched, and I worked for an hour and got this part put in.
Nice.
I had the swirlies on the other side. So, and I ended up starting the one down here. Look, my nails are done. I did them.
Nice.
It's
Mine
amazing.
are not.
I never have time to do them. And before we went on our trip, we had to be at school for a day, and I was just waiting for kids. And I said to my teacher, do you mind if I pull my nail polish out? Because I've got it with me. And she's like, oh no, go ahead. Painted my nails. And then, I had a couple minutes one day this week and touched them up. So they've been good.
Nice.
That's all my whips.
Nice.
Because the other thing that's in here is my Let Joy Be Unconfined. These were all in sleeves. I mean, you can't tell my favorite color at all.
Not at all.
And my Christmas list was in a Judy bag.
Oh,
Yeah,
such
we
a
love our
fun
Judy
one.
bags. So yeah. But Keisha and I are talking a little bit on our plans for Mania. We're still kind of trying to decide, but I think I'm doing a patriotic starts, 5 new starts on the weekends. One of them will not be patriotic because it'll be the kit that we got from Salty Yarns. But then we're going to work on whips, or I am anyway. Keisha's going to figure out how to coordinate me.
Mhm.
And this is my Let Joy Be Unconfined.
Ooh, nice. I think mine is over there.
And if I'd have given you some warning, we could have done this together, right? But
That's okay.
we might make a separate video where we just run through what we are doing for Mania. I've been every year like dying because I don't have patriotic pieces going, and after Mania I tend to be kind of burnt out. And I think last year we were model stitching in June, weren't we?
Mhm.
That's the other thing that held us up. So we just didn't get there.
Right.
And by the time we got past that, well, then it was time for the retreat, and my brain couldn't think of anything.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
have some pieces I want to start, some pieces I'm going to be thinking about. Maybe because I'm only supposed to have 5 starts, maybe what I'll do is get all of my choices and put a couple of them up as pairs, this one or this one, and let you guys vote on my Instagram,
Oh,
which
fun.
I am the Pattern Queen 3 on Instagram. So watch in the next week or so. I have a couple that are set,
Mhm.
but like if you want to see me work, I don't know where I put the book. Oh, right here. If you want to see me work on that crazy fun little fish.
I mean, one vote already because I love that little fish.
Who would do a patriotic fish? I love that.
It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, I think we're probably gonna try to get our stuff together to do just like a separate small video to kind of run through what we're gonna do for Mania. Last year it was really fun because we coordinated.
Yes.
We did things that either had like the same theme or the same designer. There were a couple of times where we overlapped and actually did the same piece.
Yes.
And so I thought that was a lot of fun just to kind of talk about what we were doing and kind of plan it together. So I think we're probably going to try to do that with our whips again. But my starts, patriotic starts with a P, and you know what else starts with a P? Perforated paper. So I'm going to do all of my new starts on the weekends are going to be on perforated paper because I have a lot of Mill Hill kits and other things on perforated paper that I have not started that I really want to start. So
Keisha and I are talking about that. We are both loving this series now.
yes.
So Katie said to me, Mom, instead of starting January, why don't you buy July and start it, and then it'll be a patriotic piece to start.
Ooh, Katie's
So
smart.
she is so smart. So I think I will buy the July chart and start it.
Sounds
As
good.
one of
Well, then
my,
I'll have to buy something and start it too, because I don't have any of the patterns yet.
or I can give you January to start with,
Ooh.
and you could start with it. And maybe I will end up buying, who knows? We will figure out what we're going to buy and how we're going to get them. But she said July, and I'm like, yes, but look at this. You could stitch the penguin.
Oh, I could. I would love to stitch that penguin.
And he's the one who says January.
Yes.
That's so cute.
I love him. I love this series. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, yeah, I'm doing that.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, there are cool things like she says, play with texture. Look at how you're going to stitch this, because you make a grid with one color, and then she played with how she filled in the squares. Like she filled in each square individually. So that you wouldn't get stripy lines.
Fun.
Read the backs of your charts, people, because these designers are trying to help us out and give us tips. And generally, if you're me, if you're Laura Landis, then when you get to the end of the project, then you see the back and you go, oh, that was such a good idea. So
it's okay. I often go rogue myself.
I mean, and what I love is that she's not saying this is what you have to do, but I've been really trying to read ahead of time before I start, really read through everything, because sometimes even if I don't want to do exactly the way they did it, they'll spark something for me that will help me get things going. And I will, then I'll make some different decisions.
Well, and it's just fun because you never know what kind of notes the designers are going to put in there. Sometimes they'll talk about like their inspiration for doing things, or why they chose what colors they chose, or motifs that they chose. And I always read the patterns because I'm the kid who read the cereal boxes while I was eating cereal. Like I read the back of like chip bags.
Gotta have something to do, right?
Yeah. So I've always been the kind of person who just reads all that kind of stuff, and you never know what they're going to say. It's pretty fun.
Katie bought the long dog chart. I think it's called The New Normal.
Mm-hmm.
She calls it Bubbles.
Yes.
Because she read the back, and they write on the back about the inspiration behind it. And it's talking about that, we've all had our bubbles, and this is our new normal, and we need to figure out how to move forward. But she really gets personal and in depth, and it was so inspiring that our friend Athena had to go out and buy the chart too. She read it and she's like, well, now I've got to have that. It's fun when you make a connection with things like that. So
for sure.
So Keisha and I will definitely I'm going to be working on the model like mad, because I'm trying to hit at least 3,000 stitches a week on it. That will make me happy. Oh, exciting stuff. That I've had kind of like just a loose goal, something to shoot for, to try and hit 5,000 stitches a week. Well, we did a Stitch With Us Friday night, our regular one with our friends. And then we did one last night with the black needle. And last Sunday, I had a prolific day. I hit 5,221 stitches this week.
Nice.
I was so excited, and I'm sorry. I know.
No, it's okay. I'm trying to remember what last Sunday was. I guess if I had just subtracted 7 from today, I'd know that it was the 11th.
The reason Sunday was so big for me last week is because I had already set up one part of the border on Harry Potter. And while Katie and I we went out to Lawrence, which is about a 45-minute drive. And while we were driving there and driving back, I filled in the other part of the border. So it was a big day. I hit over 1,000 stitches on Sunday. 3 days this week, I hit over 1,000 stitches. I had my one letdown day where I was, there's one day where I call it my letdown day. It's nothing negative. It's just that I need to decompress. where I was at like 340 some odd stitches. And every other day was okay, but those big days let me have my small day too.
Right. Well, I had a couple of days where I got under 100 stitches. I'm not beating myself up about it. My
No.
goal is to average 200 stitches a day. That didn't happen last month at all. But last week I did 1,697 stitches.
Whoa.
So that's better than 200 stitches a day.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good week for me.
Yes. And you had to finish, and yes, and you are moving. Keisha is kicking my butt on the model.
I'm trying to. It'll be a couple of days, and then Laura's gonna be like, "Nah, that's you," and I'll be like, "That's fine. That's fine.
I need to
Go ahead
finish.
and pass me."
I need to finish like 3 little things. We start from opposite ends, so I have like 3 little bitty motifs, and I get to do. Okay, you know this is in there. If you know book 2, you know this is in there. I get to do my first spider. I'm so excited. So, but I just have like a few little bitty things left to put in on my half, and then I get to move my hoop over to start on the other half. So that will be exciting. And you're ready for the other half, right?
Yeah. Well, and I haven't done some of the things that are part of it yet, but yeah. I mean, I'm excited. So definitely my plans for the next week are to work on the model. I don't know how much work I'll get on other things, but I need a new 25/7 piece. And since I got a surprise visit from the Landises today, I was like, I can't choose. So Katie Landis chose me for me.
Yeah, we chose different projects, but then I decided that maybe mine would work for her for Mania.
For Mania. So I am going to work on Holiday Flamingo, which I started during December. And here's where I am on Holiday Flamingo.
Oh my gosh.
I think I was looking at it, and I could be wrong because it's been a little bit since I worked on it last. But I think I just have like this darker red to put in there. And then it's beads.
And legs. Are the legs all beads or?
Yeah, so you can see, so the actual perforated paper is cut like right here, and then there are instructions on how to assemble those legs.
Oh, so the legs are going to be all beads. I thought you still had crosses to do for the legs too.
No, piece cut off. This is the bottom of him here. So the perforated paper gets cut there, and then you attach the legs to the bottom.
Oh my gosh.
So
well, if you need assistance, you'll have to talk with our friend Connie from Count Twice, Stitch Once.
Yes.
Because she is the Mill Hill queen.
She has stitched every Mill Hill. Not everyone, but
you know what? She keeps finding more. It's amazing.
There are so many Mill Hills, and they are so much fun, and I can only aspire to stitch as many as Connie has.
She found an old book from like, I think she said from 1994. She found a book, and I'm not sure if it's Mill Hill or something else, but it's all similar anyway. And they're all haunted houses.
Oh, fun.
It is so cute. And she's like, I worked on house number 3 this week. So, but she has shown us some different things, and some of her pieces similar to what you're working on. You stitch part of the legs and then you attach them like with beads to the rest of it. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to work on that.
She's a Brooks Books fan too. So she has done several of those, and like the cute little witches will be holding a string that has all sorts of things dangling off of it. Oh,
yeah. I can only aspire to be the perforated paper queen that Connie is.
Man, so we love our friends, right?
For sure.
My plans will include working on the model, my 25/7, and if I exceed my goal for the day with the model, then I may pull out one of my whip go pieces. I've got 2 or 3 that are really close to their goal. So if I could pull one out and get it finished, that would be great, because my mania plans will include some of my Whipco things as well.
Awesome.
So that's it. Can you think of anything else?
I can't think of anything else. We jammed a lot in there. I thought this was going to be a quick one. But famous last words always.
Timothy's probably like,
I want to sleep.
So, okay, well, I think that's it for today, you guys. We'll be back with a Stitch with Us next week. It will be our regular project. So Keisha's R2D2 and my bookmark. We're both closing in on a finish on at least one side. And I should be closing in on a finish on mine, the whole bottom. So we'll see. Keisha's going to have good questions and I will finish.
And be on the lookout for possibly a special video about our mania plans.
Yep. So, okay. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Have a good week.